then we discuss with the functions, then we go with the difference between function and procedures. Fourth unit are advantages of function. Fifth part is the features of functions, advanced features of functions. Then sixth is a recursion. First, let's see the introduction of the function. What is a function? In the function, it is a modular programming strategy to design and develop of software system. Here, how the function will be work. Whenever as a programmer, we come across with a lot of types of bugs. Rectifying and bugs is known as a debugging. Now, how this application program will design and develop by the programmer, how it will be designed is, whenever we are creating any program, any application, the application may be a small application or application may be a huge or large application, huge amount of or large application. Every program, a large program, are divided into the small segments that we know as small modules. And independently we code that small modules, and after independently coding that small module, the separate name and individual call, the name we given as in units, program units. Like this, we divide the modules of a large big program into the small programs. Then easily we can rectify the errors, and easily we can decode the error, whatever the errors we come across, and program will be executed very smoothly. Whereas there is need for a separate execution, one block of statement is placed of the program. We can say loop statement can be used, because block of statement need to repeatedly execute in many parts of the program. Now, then repeated coding as well as the wastage of computer resources memory will be wasted. Now, if we adopt modular programming technique, what are the disadvantages and what are the advantages come across? This disadvantage will be eliminated whenever we are using this model programming. Means whatever the memory wastages will be there, and whatever the coding, repeated coding will be there, that repeated coding will be not come across. Now, by using this model programming, we can integrate this, and software, whatever the application we use, system software, that satisfy the system's requirements, whatever the requirements will be there. Now, next, we go with the introduction of functions. In introduction of function, what is a function? Function is a group of statement. Function is a set of statement, we can say a group of statement that perform together, that group together to perform any task. Every C program has at least one function. With the main, every program we seen in a last unit, we seen that every C program start with the main function, and this function can be classified into two categories. That categories are user-defined function and library function. And main function, when we are writing a C program, we start the program with the main, that we can say beginning of a program, that is a user-defined function. And printf and scanf is the categories of library functions. And like this, we have in various library function. Whenever we are creating a program, we come across with that. Later on, I will discuss in front of you. We also use other library functions. Take an example. The other library functions are that is in math functions, and we have in sign function, character functions. We have, just take an examples, finding in square root, and finding and modulus, and finding in cost values, and finding in string concatenations. All those things comes in a that we can say library function, other library functions. One of the main difference between these two categories is that the library function are not required to be written by any by us anywhere. And as well as the user defined function. User defined function have to develop by the user itself at the time of writing a program. This is an introduction of functions. Now next, what is a top-down modular program using the function? How the how the program will be divided into the one segments into the group, means whenever we are creating any program, the program is in huge amount of data will be there. When we are creating a program, we divide the program into the modules, subprograms. And whenever we are dividing a program into the subprograms will execute and combine the subprograms into the one module, complete module. And after that, combining the one complete module, then we once again we execute that module and we come across with an application. Here we see here the top-down modular program using the function. The one main module divided into the sub-modules. The sub-modules into the another sub-child modules we divide like this, so that the completion of the task we complete very easily, and the program not come across with an bugs, and easily we can rectify the bugs, and debugging technique will be utilized. Now here, what are the general syntax format of the functional definition? Now, here we have 6 different types of function definition will be there. The first and the main is a function type, and we can say this is a function name, function type. We can use any type of the function that we can use, integer function, and a function name we can utilize. And next, function name. First is the function type, second the function name, third is the parameter list. We can say list of the parameters. Then we have to open the flower bracket. After that, declaration of a local variable and execution of a statement 1 and statement 2. And finally, we return the statement and close with the flower bracket. Now, here the general syntax of the function, and function definition also known as function implementation. Function implementation. The following elements will be utilized whenever we are implementing any function. The function name and function type, list of the parameters. Here we can declare local variable declaration. This is a local variable declaration. And function statements. This is a function statement. We can say executable of statements. Number of statements we can execute depend upon the requirement of the particular program function. And finally, we have a return statement. Here, all 6 statements are grouped by 2 parts mainly. The function. Here, this complete body of the function will be grouped into 2 parts. The first part is known as the header of the function. This is the header of the function, and second part is known as the body of the function. The first 3 elements is the header of the function. Next 2 second 3 elements, whatever the elements, local variable declaration statement, we can say function statement and return type. This is known as the body of the function, that is there within the flower brackets. This 3 is known as a function body. This 3 is known as the function headers, and this 3 within the flower brackets is known as the function body. First function headers and function body. Now let we discuss about the function headers, and then later on we can go with the function body. Now function header. Function header consists 3 parts: function type, function name, and parameter list. Function type, function name, and parameter list. Function type, function name, and parameter list. Now here, what is a function type? Function type is a data type that we utilize. It is an integer, float, or double we can utilize. That function is accepted to return the program calling the function. If the return type is not specified explicitly, not specified, C will assume that it has an integer type only. If you are not specify any type, function type, C will be assumed that it is an integer type only. If the function is not written anything, if you does not return anything, the function, that we need to specify the return type as in void. Okay, we have to specify as in void. If the return type is not, if the function not returning anything, then we have to specify as in void. Then next we can go with the function name. Second point, that is in function name on a function header. Now, what is in function name? Function name can identify by using the C. It is identified and therefore must follow the same rules of formation as in other variable. Think we are adding in two numbers. We can use an variable name as an A, comma B, or X and Y. Or if you are doing any program, this thing you are doing in student program, you are adding an subject of marks MPC. The MPC is a function variable and is specified as in same rule, and we can define as in same rule as a normal variable. Now next, parameter list. Parameter list, what is this parameter? The third part in the function header, that is a parameter. This is an important point. This will declare the variable that will receive the data sent by the calling function. Okay, sent by the calling function. Think how it will be received the data. Here is an example. See, this is a function type, that is a data type as a float we are using, and here the function name as in sum. We are adding the two variables. This is the parameter list. We are declaring the parameter list by using integer A and integer B. Integer A comma integer B means it will receive the data sent by the calling function. They serve as an input data to the function to carry out the specific task. The task we are performing here via sum means we are adding in two variables, that is in sum is equal to A plus B. Since they represent the actual input values, whatever the values we are providing, A value and a B value, it will be represent. They are often referred to as the formal parameters. The parameter list contains declaration of the variables. How we are declaring a variable? Specified by the comma, separated by the comma here, int A, comma, int B, and surrounded by the parameters. Parentheses. We can say parentheses. Okay. Within the parentheses, we have to write whatever it may be, two types of parameters, or we are adding the three values. This is MPC, M plus B plus C. Then we use the three parameters. Like this, we can use within the parentheses. Now, this is a small example. Float, as per the syntax, this is a function type, data type we are using in float, and function name as in sum, given space, use right and send, open the parentheses and write the value which we are declaring as a local variable, whatever the variables you are writing. This is an int A comma int B. Now close the flower, open the flower bracket, and this is your local variable declaration and executable of statements. Here we have and on end with the flower bracket. Like this, we have another example. I'm using here the data type as in double. Here I'm writing a multiplication as in function name, and here we have list of parameters. Now next we have a function. Next is a function body. What is a function body? It contains the declaration and statement. It contains the declarations and statement necessary for performing any task, require task. The body enclosed in braces means that is in flower brackets. Here we can say braces also, that contain three parts. The three part is already that is in one is a local level variable declaration, and second is an executable statement. We can say function statement that perform the task, and finally we have a return statement that returns the value evaluated by the function. Now let's see the example, complete example of the one. Here we are multiplying a two variable X and Y We are starting with the function type, that is float we are using, and here the function name multiplication. Here we are declaring the list of parameters. We have a float x and float y with the separated with the comma within the parentheses. Now open the braces. We can say flower brackets. Here we have a local variable declaration that we are using in float result. Okay, this is a local variable declared. Result, we are defining the value of x and y. Result is equal to, this is an executable statement. Result is equal to x multiplication of y, local variable. This is we can say product value. And here we have a return type that return the results of local variable declaration within the parentheses. And close your brace. Here return value as pointed earlier. We have discussed earlier that a function may or may not return the value to the calling function. It does. If it is that, it is done through the return statement only. Function may or may not return any value. If it return any value of the calling function, if it is done only by using the return statement. While it is possible to pass to the calling function any number of values. Any number. The calling function can only return one value per call at most. Here the syntax of the return is simple. We are not returning any value. Here returning with an expression. Okay. That expression may be here. We see in the example with the local variable declaration return the expression that is in result. Okay. Now next topic is difference between function and procedure. What is the main difference between the function and procedure is that procedure, we discuss with procedure, then we can go with the function, or one after the other we can discuss. Procedure first. Procedure is a subprogram that performs a specific action. Function is a subprogram that computes a value, that computes the value. The procedure does or does not return the value, but must return a single value by using the function. The procedure can be used in out parameters. This is the parameters in out. We can discuss in a later on in a next coming topics. Function, we cannot use the in out parameters. Here we not use this in out parameters. We cannot use procedure. We cannot use the procedure in select statement. Here function, we can use the function in select statement. Now next procedure, execute and PLSQL statement also, that is there in your Oracle. And here function invokes as a part of an expression. Here procedure, no return class in the headers. Okay. Function must contain the return class in the header. Now procedure can return none, one or many values. Okay. Procedure cannot return any value, none value we can return, and it will return one value or many values also we can return by using the procedures. But function must contain at least one return value. Here we are not providing any return value in a procedure, nothing will happen. But function, at least one return value statement must be there. Always return the value. Now next, advantages of functions. What are the we have a few advantages. Let's see. Easy to write a correct small function, and easy to write and debug a function. Writing, just now we seen that by using the function header and function body parts, we can easily write the function and easily debug, rectify. The debugging means rectifying an errors. Easy to maintain or modify such a function. Maintaining is very easy. Why? Because we are dividing a main program into the subprogram, sub modules, so that we can maintain and modify such a function. Small function tends to self-documenting and highly readable. Why? Because easily we can read the small documents, a huge amount of document we are dividing into the sub-documents. The sub-documents easily we can read and easily perform the task. Now, finally, it can be called as a number of items in any place with different parameters. Different parameters we can provide, and we can call that function at any place, okay, to perform the task. Next, advanced features of the function. What are the main advanced features? Where we use these functions? Here we have some advanced features. That the first one is a function protocol type or function declaration. We can say function prototypes or function declaration. Second is calling function by value or by reference. Third is in recursion. Now let's see function prototypes. All functions in a C program must be called before they are invoking. Means whenever we are invoking the function, we must call that function. A function prototype consists of four different parts and 4 different ways we can say. The first one is a function type. We can say return type also. Function name, list, parameter list, and terminating with the semicolon. Function type we can say or return type, function name, parameter list, and finally terminating with the semicolon. Now let's see the syntax so that we can easily. First we have to write the function type, that is your data type. It may be int, float, or double. And we have a second one, the function name. The function name we can write the function name according to the function which you are performing. It may be a multiplication or division, or we can go with the product and subtraction. Like this we can perform by using the function name. And the parameter list. The parameter list we declare the variable as an normal variable we are declaring, and with the semicolon. Now let's see the small example for the above syntax is function type is an integer and function name is multiplication we are doing, and the list of the parameter. Now here we have an int a comma int b, and each and every parameter we are separated with a semicolon. Here we can say this is a function prototype. This is the function prototype. This is the way we can declare. We can invoke the function with 4 parts. That is function type, function name, list of the parameter, and end with the semicolon. Here must be end with the semicolon. Now, continues with the function protocol. Here, how the function code protocol will be defined. It will user-defined function may classify as 3 ways based on the formal argument, pass, and usage of the return statement. Okay. Now, what is the usage? The first one is a function with no argument and no return value. Function with no argument and no return value. Second one, functions with argument, no return value. Third is a functions with argument and 1 return value. First we discuss, okay, based on the formal argument. First we discuss the first argument, that is a function with no arguments and no return value. What is this no argument and no return value? Here I give one diagrammatical example to you for a communication of a data between the 2 different functions. Now here function has no argument. Okay, when it is having no argument, it does not receive any data, okay, from the calling function. From the calling function, this is a calling function. From the calling function, it does not return any data. Okay. Similarly, does not return any value. It does not return any value. Then the calling function does not receive any data from the calling function. Means if the calling function does not return any data, it does not receive any value from the calling function. If in effect there is no data transfer between the calling function and call function, calling function and call function. Now see, here there is no data communication between the function. This is a function 1. We are within the function 1. I am declaring another function. Here we are not providing any input data to the function 2. Okay, and if the data is not passing from function 1 to the function 2, then it does not return any value. Okay, there is no output like this. If it is not receiving any value, it will not return back any value to the calling function. That's why we can say function with no arguments and no return value. If the argument will be there, if you're passing any value, then we can provide any argument. Now here we have a small example to you with the function with no argument and no return value. Here I am given an example to you, example program. Let's see the example program with a practically function with no argument and no return value. Function with no argument and no return value. Now let's see practically. So I am using here C programming. Okay, every program starts with the main function. Okay, before declaring a main function, it is good program practice to write the header files above the main function. I'm opening the header file. It's stdio.h, then conio. That is a main is the beginning of a program, and flower bracket is an execution of program of main function. Now this is in function declaration. We declare the function by using the function name as a message. Now after the declaration of a function, then here we are calling that function and displaying in two messages. The messages is Government Vocational Junior College Nampalli and another message that is in Hyderabad. Okay, I want this message below this. This is then going to the new line. The next message, after this message, the Hyderabad will display below that main function, below this Government Vocational Junior College. And after this, let's see the after writing a program, you have to save the program. The shortcut method to save the program is F2. Then compile the program. If the compilation is successful, they ask you to press any key. Then go and run the program. And here, see the output. For the first line, it displays the Government Vocational Junior College Nampalli, and second line, it displays the Hyderabad. You press any key, you come out here. Now, if we not writing this /10, that will not go to the next line. The output of this second printf function will display beside this. Let's see here. Once again, save. Whenever you are changing anything, you have to save. Okay, then compile it. It is successful. Then go and run it. Then let's see the output. Government Vocational Junior College, Nampalli, Hyderabad. It will become in a single line. Okay. Above is the previous output. Below is the current output of your program. Now, there is function with argument, no return values. In this function, the main function has a control over the way the function receives the input. The main function having control over the way the function receives the input data. This type of function passes some arguments. The arguments may be a formal argument to the function, but the function does not return back any value to the calling function. When the function 1 is calling to the function 2, it not call back any value. It will not return any value to the calling function. And this type of function we can say one-way data communication. When the function call, it will not return any value. Now, the nature of the data communication between the calling function, and the called function, okay, with argument, but no return value. The value will not return. Here in a diagrammatical way, you will to see this is a calling function. This is a call function. When calling function call, okay, in the communication between the calling function and call function, when the calling function called function with the argument, but the no return value will be displayed. Now here the example of this calling function with argument and no return value. Here every program start with the main function. About the main function, you have to as usually display the header files. Here I am calculating the area of the square using the function with argument and no return value. Function with argument and no return value. Here find out the square area of the square. For the area of the square, variable declaring and two variable I am declaring. This is a side and another is an area. And here we are asking the user to enter the length of the side. Here after that we have to print that side. Then area is equal to the formula of the area of square is area is equal to side into side. Then we have to print this area of square. Then return the value and get ch. Whenever the user will enter, user will ask the compiler will ask the user to enter the side. It will multiply the side into side and get the value of an area. Let's see the practically. Here we have an example of function with argument but no return value. Here the practically we seen we are using a two variable, that is a variable side and area. We are asking the user to enter the length of the side, then scanning the side. Then area is equal to, we are utilizing the formula area is equal to side into side. Then we get the square area of the square. Then printing the area. After printing the area, we display the area of the square. Let's see. After writing the program, you have to save and compile the program. Here we are getting 2 compilation error. Let's see the run, how the run will be there. Enter the length of the side. I think we are writing a length of the side is 5. Now again you run it, save it and run the program. So area of the square 5 into 5 is a 25. Previous output you are able to see on the screen. Function with argument and return a value. Here in this, if you are calling any function, applying any value from the calling function, the function value receive data from the calling function. The function value receive data from the calling function through some arguments, value of the arguments, but does not send back any value. It not send back any result of the function. It not display any result. Rather, it display the result of calculation at the terminal. However, we not apply this to have the result of the function. Okay, it will not return any results. Okay. Now, we can say here the two-way data communication between the function. Whenever we are calling in function, the function value is receive the data from the calling function through the some argument, but does not send back any value. Okay, rather it displays the result. Now, here are the example of the function argument with return a value. We are adding the two numbers by using the variable, by using the parameter. Here we are utilizing the parameter within value of the parameter is taking into value. Why? Because whenever we are adding any value, we have to use two values. The two value will be displayed in the third. The third value we are taking as an answer. In this answer, we are displaying a value of a plus b, adding in two value. Here, before the main function, we are declaring the value with the argument. Here we are using the data type int, and here we are using some value, function value, and then we are applying the parameters. We have to take in two parameters, that is a and b, int comma int. Then every program starts with the main function. Then after the main function, we are declaring a variable. The variable is an a and comma b, and the answer we are taking. In this answer, we are sending a value of a and b. Now I'm using a clearing screen. Every time you get a new screen. Now, if you don't want, you can take out this clearing screen. Now, we are asking the user to enter the value, enter the first number. Then scanning the first number is an A, scan that number. Then we are asking the user to enter the second value. The second value we are taking the variable as in B, and we are placing this A and B in the third in a answer. Answer is equal to add A comma B. It will be add two values. Then print the answer. Okay. Addition is we are getting an answer. We are printing the value of answer. Then we come out from the program. Now let's see the example. And after this, here the next part of the program is that function definition. This is a definition of the function. Here we have an int x comma int y. By using formal argument, using actual argument, it's copied. In this x comma y, we are copying this a comma b value. A comma b value. In this x comma y, in an x we are copying a value, and here y we are copying an b value. Here, this is known as the function definition. So now, after that function definition, copying, then we are utilizing the body of this function definition int c. We are displaying an answer of x plus y in a c, then return the c. Now, another way of writing this complete entire part in a single line, that is in return x plus y. Rather than writing all those things, there you can write the parameters into the return value. Now, let's take the example. Here we are writing in program, same program. For your better understanding purpose, I am executing this program practically for you. Here, let's see. Once again, I will explain you how the program will write. We are taking in two variables, and before that we are displaying the parameters, that is an int comma int, two parameter using the for an a comma b, and we are writing the two number and placing the number into the third value, that is an answer. That's why we are taking n b, comma answer is the third variable, and in that variable we are placing a value of a and b. And here we are asking the user to enter the number. After that, we are scanning that first number, then asking the user to enter the second number, then scanning the second number, and displaying as in scanning as in a b. Now we are placing this a comma b into the third variable, that is an answer. Answer is equal to adding a comma b, and result will be displayed an answer. Then we have to print this answer, and printing an answer and coming out from the program. Then second part of the program is here. It will start. Here actual variable will be copied into this argument. Now here a value will be copied into the x and b value will be copied into the y. Now this a b will be placing in the third variable, that is in c. C is equal to x plus y. Then return the value of c. Now let's see the program. Save the program after writing, then compile it. After successfully compile, then go to the run. Here compiler will ask you to enter the first number. We are entering the first number as a 6. Then we will ask you to enter the second number. Second number I am entering as a 5. Now result will be displayed as 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. This is your output, and you can practice this program into the classroom or into the home by using the application of C programming language. The next topic is in recursion. Now, what is in recursion? Recursion is one of the special feature of in a C programming language. By using this recursion, okay, and this feature will be support will very few computer languages, and by using this recursion, we can call the function. Whenever we are calling a function, it returns calls another function. It returns call another function. A process of chaining will occur. One function when we are calling, that function will be called to the another function. The process will be continuous as a chain. Okay, recursion is a special case of this process. When a function call itself, okay, how the chain of the process will be occur, and this feature will be supported only few computer languages, and this is a special programming language, C programming language feature. Now let's see the small example. Program will be start with the main function, and the body of the function is we are printing the value. This is an example of the recursion. Then the one main function will be called to the another main function. This is a sub function. Then we are closing of the flower bracket. Now the output will be displayed like this. When executed, this program will be produce an output something like this. Okay. Now see, this is an example of the recursion. One main function called with the another main function. Once again, it will be displayed. This is an example of the main function. This is an example of the main function. Like this, unless you terminate, you come out of the program. Whenever at which place you are terminating, the answer will stop there only. Otherwise, the chain process will be continuous. The one function will be go and call to the another function. Once again, go back and call the function. Once again, go back. One main function call to the another main function. Once again, go back and display the whatever the argument we are providing. Once again, go back and display the argument. Like this, the output will be continuously run on your screen unless you break the chain. Now, here we have using some example. The example is a Fibonacci series of a program. Let's see the Fibonacci series, how it will be displayed. It will be displayed. First of all, I will tell you what is the Fibonacci series. Okay, Fibonacci series. This Fibonacci series is the next number, first number. The next number is sum of the previous two numbers. Here I given one example to you. When it will be start 0, when we are taking the initial value as in 0, the next value as in 1. The 0 plus 1 become the third value. Okay, and it becomes the 1. Then the next value and the present value become the present value. Okay, then the answer will be a 2. Then 2 plus 1, it becomes a 3. Like this, the series will continuous. The series will continuous. Okay, by using the recursion function. This is an example of the recursion function. Every program starts with the main function. We are using the two variables. That is, the first is the initial variable. We start the variable within 0 and taking in variable name as an and1. And m2 is a second variable, and taking a number as a 1. And 3 is a third. Okay. And I will tell you these two variables why we are using. Program. We are asking the user to enter the number, the maximum number, the enter number of the elements to be generated. Up to that number, the answer will be generated. Now we are, this is a number. We are asking the user to enter the number, maximum number. This is the number variable we are taking for a maximum number. Now, after that, we are printing this two value, 0 and 1, we are printing. So that we are using the printer function, %d first one for the n1, %d second one for the n2, n1 comma n2. This print 0 and 1 as an answer. Now using a for loop, here the loop will be start from 2 because already 0 and 1 is printed. That's the way we start the for loop. Initialize the value I is equal to 2. Now here we have an using I value, I less than is equal to number. This is in relational. This is in relational. We are using, and here we are using the declaration increment and decrement value. This is an initialization, and this is the relational operator we are using here, finding the relationship between the two variables. And here we are increasing in value. Here we are starting the loop with the 2. Now 2 less than is equal to number, it will be calculated. Think you are giving a maximum number as in 10, it will be calculated. 2 less than is equal to 10, the condition become true, then go and increment and print the value. Like this, the n3 is equal to n1 plus n2. The next value and present value become the present value. Now the value will be n3 will be print and it will be compare n1 and n2 and n3. Then once again the loop will be repeated until unless the maximum value you are entering, the maximum value you are entering is 10. Now 10 less than is equal to 10. 10 less than 10. The condition becomes false. If the condition becomes false, it will be printed as an up to the 10. From 0 to 10, it will be displayed the Fibonacci series. Now let's see example. Practically, how it will be printed. Now here I am giving in 13. You can go and write the practical. Now here, the program. Let's see how it will be executed. After writing a program, you have to save the program. After saving, compile it. If it is successfully compiled, go and run the program. Then the compiler will ask you enter the number of the element to be generated, maximum number. I am writing in 10. I want 10 numbers. Okay. Once again, run it. It will be displayed. Now here, see. 0, it will be start with the 0 and 1. 0 and 1. Then 0 plus 1, it become an 1. 1 plus 1 will become an 2. 2 plus 1, it become an 3. Like this, it will be generate the 10 values. Okay. 10 values, it will be generated up to the 10 values. The next topic is global variable and a local variable. Why we are using this global and a local variable? This is an important question for your IPA final examination. Global variable and local variable. First, see what is a global variable. The scope in any programming is a region of the program where we define the variables. Can have its existence, and beyond that variable it cannot be accessed. There are three places where variable can be declared in a programming language. First, we see that. First, inside a function or block. Inside a function or block, which is called local variable. Now, before the main function, we say that is a local variable. Another way, outside of a function, outside of all function, which is called a global variable. Local variable always we place below the main function, declaration of a program, and global variable always place above the main function. Now, let's see the deep with a local variable that are declared inside the function, inside the main function or block are called the local variable. they can be used only for the statements that are inside the functions or block of code. They can be only used only inside the main function. Whatever the below the main function, whatever the variable you are declaring, they can use only for that variable. Local variables are not known to function outside their own. The following examples show. Now here the example are the local variables. All the variables A, B and C are the local. Here example. Now every program start with the main function. I am taking the local variable declaration, that is an int A comma B, and placing this value in a C, adding those value and placing in a C, and this is the actual initialization. Actual initialization is the A value, we are giving some value, and B some value we are giving, and we are placing C is equal to A plus B, and after that we are printing in C with an A comma B. Now print the percentage E for the A, percentage B, this B for the B, and C. Three values we are placing and returning a value 0. Now global variable. Global variable always plays be above the main function, means top of the main function, we can say usually top of the program. After declaration of a header files, you have to write the global variable. This is the way the declaration of the global variable will be placed. This variable holds their value throughout the lifetime of your program. This holds throughout the lifetime of your program, and they can be accessed inside any of the function defined for the program. Now here another example for you, the simple examples I am showing for you. Now here the declaration of the global variable, here above the main function I am declaring G, I am taking as a global, and here the local variable declaration int A comma B. Okay. Then here the actual initialization we are placing A value something you can give, B value we are giving an A value 20 and B value 30 I am giving, and here the global variable G will be called G is equal to A plus B. Then print the value of G and A B. Then it will be display the value of G is equal to whatever the, after adding the value of A and B, it will be displayed as 50. It will be displayed as 50. Now you can practice. If you want to see, you can see the two variables practically. We check A comma B and the C value we are placing in a third value. If you want to see, you can see a practical way. I will show you. Start with this header files. Actually, program will be start with the main function. Then write this header file. It is good program practice to write the header files about the main function. Then main function is the beginning of the program, and bracket is the execution of a function of a main. Then we are taking the two variable that is an already we seen that global variable here, local variable declaration A comma B, and C we are taking for the third value. In C we are placing the value in a C. Now we can initialize the value. We can take A value, A is equal to some value we can give as 20, and B is equal to some value we can give another 40. This A, B value we are placing in a third variable, that is in C is equal to A plus B. Now A plus B, B. This is a way of we can declare actual initialization. Declare the actual initialization. Then print the value this A, B and C. Value of A equal to, it will be percentage D. Why? Because integer is a percentage D of control strings, comma B is equal to percentage D, Why? Because v is also we are taking as an integer, so that we have to take in percentage d. Now we can go and c value, c equal to percentage d. C is also we are placing as an integer, so that we are writing in percentage d. Then write the variables a comma b comma and c. Now close this and return 0. I don't want to return any value. Then we can save this program. I am saving this program as a local.c, local variable. After saving, you have to compile the program. Okay, taken one error here. The error is F. So once again, you can save this program and compile this. Yeah, the compilation is successful. Then we go with the run the program. And shortcut of the run is Ctrl+9. Now, once again, you run. We have some software program. It will not support the C++ will not support to the Windows, so that every time it will get it will show the answer as a 60. Global variable, same as usually we have to do the global variable. The next topic is call by value and call by reference. This is an important topic. It comes always in an examination. Here are the two way the functions. Okay, this is a basic way. On the call by value and the call by reference. On the basic on argument, there are two types of functions are available in C. The function with an argument and function without an argument. And function with an argument, the first point is that declare and define with the parameters. Here, this is with the parameters. This is in parameter x and y is a parameter declaration. And without argument, there is no parameters will be there. The second point will be there. Values for the parameter passed during the function. During the function, we can pass the value like this. Sum is equal to 10, 10 is the x value and 20 is an y value. Like this, we can pass the value during the function. Now here, no values will pass during the function. Okay, directly it will be this way like this. Show and call the function. Directly we can call the function. Now, what is this call by value? What is this call by value? Call by value, originally value cannot be changed or modified. In call by value, the value cannot be changed or modified. In call by value, when we pass the value to the function, it is locally stored by the function parameters. It stores in a function parameter only, and it stacks memory location. It stacks the memory location. If you change the value of the function parameter, what happened? Then it changed from the current function. It changed from the current function only, but it not change the value of the variable. Variable value will not change inside the call a method. Such as we can utilize where we are using in a main method. Now, the example of the call by value. Here the call by value example we are using. How we are calling an original value will not change whenever we are calling. When pass the value to the function, it locally store by the function parameter only and stack memory location. When if you change the value, if you change the value of the function parameter, value you are changing, okay, rather than giving any 10 and 20, you are changing a value something within 20 and 30. So it change for the current function, okay, only, not change the value of the variable inside the parameter method. Inside the parameter method. Now let's see the example. It will be changed. Here we are declaring a variable with a parameter as an as an a comma b, and we are swapping the value of a into the b and b into the a. Now we are using one temporary variable as an temp, and we are placing the value in temp and giving to the a. Temp is equal to a and a is equal to b. Okay, and temp is equal to b. So temporary variable we are playing as a role, and in this we have a value of a and b. Now here the actual program will be start main function. Every program start with the main function and declaration of a function of main. Then we are applying the value of a value we are writing in 100, and b value we are writing in 200. Now here the swapping, passing a value to the function, swapping the value, actual parameter value, swap a comma b. Now printing the value of a comma b. So here first we are printing the a value, the value of a, it will be print as an after swapping it print as in 200. The printing of value of b after swapping it print as in 100, and get ch. Here we are getting output as in 200 and 100. 200 and 100. And here we have to declare first, before the execution of a program main function, we have to write the value, local variable, how the variables will be declared. Okay, here we are doing the call by value, how the value will be passed to the calling function by using the void. Is it the does not return any value, and swap the method. We are by using this method we are swapping the value, one value into the another. Swap a comma int b. Okay, two methods we are using, and we are using another variable that is a temporary variable, and is a temporary variable. We are placing the value of a and b in this temporary variable. Okay. Now temp, we have to place the value of a, then a equal to b, then we have to insert the b value into the temporary variable. Okay, this is the way we are going to swap the value. Then we start the main function, then double bracket, execution of a program, we can say. Then we are declaring, passing the value to the whatever the value, a value will be there, a value. We can write the parameters. We can take 100 or any value we can take. B is equal to some 200. Then we can call this method, whatever the method we have passed there, and passing the value to that method, the value of a comma b. Okay, we can say this is a passing value to a function. Now close this function, then print the value of a. We can write the value of a is percentage d. Why? Because we are keep a into the integer. So integer control strings is percentage d. Then print the value of b. The value of b, it is also the control strings is percentage d only, but because we are placing in a integer data type. Then write the b value, then close, and with the semicolon. Then we go with the get ch, and run program. Then save it. You can save call by value, call value dot c. Okay, after that compile it, compile successfully, then go and run the program. Now see, the value of A is 100 and the value of B is 200. It will not. After the swapping, you get an answer as in the next topic is a call by reference. Call by reference. Call by reference. Okay, originally value is changed or we can modify because we pass the reference, that is an address. Here the address of the value is passed in the function. So actual and formal argument we can share the same address space. Hence the value, okay, whatever the value change inside the function is reflected, okay, is reflected inside as well as outside of the function. Whatever the changing here the value, whatever the value you are changing inside the function, it will be reflect, okay, inside as well as the outside of the function. Now here we are calling the value with an address. The address is a pointer. We can say that is an asterisk. We are calling the value. Now let's see the same program, how it will be execute on your output screen. See the practical way. Now we can go here. Here only I am changing the same program. How we are called with the address. Calling the address, here we can reflect by using the asterisk. This is an address of the particular variable. Address of the particular variable. Here also we have to give address of the particular variable. Now we have to give address to the variable A. Here also we have to give an address, and B, we have to call with an address. Now, whenever before here the swapping, passing the value to the function, here we have passed the value to the function by using the address sign as an ampersand. A is the address of the particular A and address of the particular B. Okay, address of A and address of B. Now let's see how the change will be appear in a program. What are the change will be there by using the method of passing in value by using the address. Now save the program. Then compile it. It's successfully compiled. Then go and run it. See the value. The address of A is 200 and B, the value of A is 200 and value of B is 100. But we given in value of A, we given in value of A is 100 and B is 200. It will be swap and it will be represent in front of you. Whenever we are calling by the reference. Now this is an complete our third unit. This is an important question for your IP examination. Short answers. The important topic is what is a function. Write it in written syntax. And second is what are the advantages of the function. And third is an iteration. And fourth is a recursion. This is a short answer. Mostly they ask in an IP exam. And long answers are explain about the input-output functions and discuss about the global and local variable. And third topic is example about call by value and call by reference. Okay, explain about call by value and call by reference with an example program. And last is discuss about functions and procedures. Okay. Functions. All the best for your final examination. Thank you very much. I'm Mohammad Faizuddin, GL in Computer Science from Government Educational Junior College, Nampalli, Bazargarh. Thank you so much.